Hey guys, Buffer Game back today, bringing out a video, and today we're going over week 2 of the beta. The two modes here, primarily I'm going to be focusing on are Invasion and Ground War. So, both these modes are new here in week 2 of the beta. We saw Invasion start off the first 2 days of the beta there. I believe it was Thursday and Friday, and then Ground War came in Saturday, Sunday, and obviously it'll be there probably the last day, Monday, before the beta wraps up. So, both these modes are a lot of fun to play. These are primarily what I played week 2 of the beta, with a little bit of Prisoner Rescue in there with some people as well. But first off, starting with Invasion, this mode is basically just a large-scale TDM mode, 20v20 as far as players, and then you have 20 AI for each team at any given time. So it's going to be essentially 40v40, but you only have 20 players on each side. But the AI is actually very interesting in this mode, and like I said, it's just a large-scale TDM, essentially. There's no objective to this mode. But the way the AI interacts with the map and the players is actually pretty impressive, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with this in Warzone 2 and DMZ. So, in Invasion mode, the enemy AI will come in on Blackhawks and Little Birds and get deployed. I believe Little Birds will kind of land and the AI will dismount, and then those might be the more elite type AI, Special Forces looking AI that kind of look like the Shadow Company look, and then you have other AI that will rope down from Blackhawks. So Blackhawks will come in, stop somewhere on the map near an objective or whatever, and the enemy AI will rope out of the helicopter and deploy. And it's really, really, really fun to see, actually. I found myself stopping and just kind of watching this happen on friendlies quite a bit, and even on the enemy teams, watching these guys rope down is a lot of fun. It's really cool, too, because when they're roping down from the enemy helicopters and deploying, you can engage them in the helicopter by I was mounted up a machine gun and shooting them before they could even rope down. They're going to fall down. It's really, really cinematic to see. But like I said, you have varying degrees of AIs. You have the easy AI that are kind of not too much of a threat but can still kill you. And then you have more of the Special Forces AIs that definitely can kill you, and they're more of a threat as well. And as well as the enemy AI has armor on as well. So with the armor, the way it works, I was kind of thrown the first couple times because I didn't realize they were AI right away, because some of them look indistinguishable from players and some of the operators. But shooting the AI with a 50 cal, that Sigma 6 or that GM6 Lynx, the 50 cal round will break their armor, and then they'll stumble and almost fall over and have to get up and get their bearings and keep moving. So when you see that for the first time, it's actually really cool to see as an enemy's running towards you, hit them in the chest with that 50 cal, they're going to fall over, go to a knee. You get the break armor sound and the visual cue on their body or above their body when you hit that shot, and then they'll take a second, get up, and try to reassess and move to cover, and you can hit them again at that point, obviously. But definitely really, really cool to watch that happen, especially when you're sniping. So that's pretty interesting. And like I said, varying degrees of the enemy AI, so some of those guys can definitely kill you. I've been pushed by quite a few AI, especially enemy players are pretty smart sometimes. Find those AI that look similar to the actual players and kind of hide amongst them, and you'll be fighting what you think is just a group of AI, and then a couple players will come out of like a nice little flank there out of the side and hit you as you're engaging these AI who are kind of hammering you with pressure. So easy AI, hard AI. And it's also really cool, I'm not sure if I mentioned it or not, when they deploy from the helicopters and they're going to charge at an objective, they kind of have a battle cry and they yell as they run at the objective. So that's also just adds to the immersion factor of this mode. Especially, it's kind of a spectacle to see as you're playing, and you just have a bunch of helicopters, either Little Birds landing, Blackhawks coming over, and enemy AI roping down and then charging objectives. And this is happening throughout the course of the match. So it's actually very impressive to watch and adds to that immersion factor. So if this is something that's going to be happening in Warzone 2 and especially DMZ, I'm all for it. I think it is a lot of fun to see and just kind of experience it. It adds a huge immersion factor to the game. This is something I would have loved to see in like previous Battlefields. This is where Activision, Call of Duty, Infinity Ward is doing everything Battlefield should have been doing to this point. This AI mechanic here is very impressive in Invasion. Now, moving on to Ground War. Ground War came in Saturday the 24th, 25th, and it'll probably be there on the last day, the 26th as well. I played quite a lot of Ground War exclusively yesterday on stream with you guys watching, and I played a little bit of it today as well. And one thing to note here, the one map, I believe it's called Santa Cena, is right on the border of the border crossing of U.S. and Mexico. So half the map is Mexico, half the map is U.S. And for those of you that have paid attention or seen the movie Sicario, this is essentially that border crossing road from that movie in Sicario, the first Sicario, where they get in that engagement trying to cross back from Mexico to the United States on that border crossing road. So this is essentially that map. That center C flag of that map is that scene from Sicario. So Ralph's Valve's initial leaks of this being heavily based on Sicario once again proved right, when one of the main battle scenes in that first movie is in the game for Ground War and Invasion map. So really cool to see. I think Ground War played really, really well. Definitely a huge step up from Modern Warfare 2019. It definitely plays a lot more like a conquest mode from Battlefield, I would say. Not that the original Ground War in Modern Warfare 2019 was bad by any means, because I did play a lot of that game mode. It pretty much exclusively, as well as the realism playlist that they had there as well. Ground War was a lot of fun in 2019, but this is definitely a huge step up. I wouldn't even say it's comparable to 2019. It seems like they've done so many things down to not only the immersion factor that we talked about with Invasion, but the operators, the weapons, the maps are completely different. Modern Warfare 2019, the Ground War maps seemed very narrow. You kind of had a couple different lanes, I guess, but the maps themselves were long and narrow, whereas these ones, while they're long maps, they're definitely bigger and wider. More verticality given the different maps, dense urban areas. That Santa Cena place, that map on the U.S.-Mexican border has a bunch of houses and things outside to the left and right. There's so much dense urban combat on these maps. It is a lot of fun. You can get inside on top of any building. Every building has multiple floors to get into, and this is going to be all part of the Warzone 2 and the DMZ map as well. So these snippets of the Ground War Invasion game modes maps, a lot of fun. Like I said, it plays a lot like I would expect a Battlefield Conquest mode to play. So I was joking with Crash offline and just even on the streams that Battlefield 7 is looking really good, because especially the Ground War mode feels a lot more like Conquest would from Battlefield. Definitely more so than Modern Warfare 2019's. Obviously, that's a hard mode to replicate perfectly. They have tanks and vehicles and things like that now in Ground War like they did back then. Everything handles a lot better. This is definitely the best thing we're going to be getting for if you're a Battlefield fan. This is it for you. This Ground War mode is awesome. I'm a longtime Battlefield fan, a Conquest player, so I had a lot of fun with this mode here in the beta. Definitely a lot of fun, and like I said, it plays much differently than Modern Warfare 2019's version. The maps are so much better, especially the addition of water on a lot of these maps as well. Really adds to just the options you have as a player for wide water flanks, things like that. There's the addition of boats. The boats have turrets, weapons. You can jump on back of vehicles, ride on trucks without being inside it. You can hang on to the back of the truck. It's amazing. There's a lot of gameplay mechanics here. I didn't see any AI in the Ground War mode, which is good, I would say, but I wouldn't be surprised if they add these into some of the maps along the way. But the Ground War maps played really, really well. I had a blast playing Ground War and Invasion. Definitely a big fan of both these modes. I'm really excited for the full game to come out to get in and dive in deeper on these maps and have a good time. But definitely Ground War specifically, not even playing it with teams that I was communicating with because I was on stream a lot yesterday, but just playing with a good squad is huge in this mode. Even playing with the randoms, the way we were assaulting objectives, not even speaking, but just backing up each other, trying to take the objectives, working together, flashing, using grenades, the drill charges when we knew enemies were going to be coming through a wall. A lot of fun, and I guess this particular Modern Warfare 2, especially in Ground War and Invasion, adds a lot of options to you as a player with the amount of field upgrades, tacticals, lethals, things like that. You have a lot of options to approach the game and play it how you want, which seems to be Infinity Ward's goal with this title overall. So let me know what you guys think down below. Which mode did you like better, Invasion or Ground War? I think they're both, can't really compare them both because Ground War is obviously an objective conquest type mode, whereas Invasion is basically just a large-scale TDM with enemy AI taking place on the same maps. Invasion is definitely a much more relaxed game mode where you can just kind of get in there and just kind of have a good time and mess around and have fun. In Ground War, obviously, you're trying to take the objective, so there's a little bit more of a competitiveness there, working with your team, communicating to try and take those objectives, but both modes I had a blast on. Let me know which ones you like better. What do you think overall of Modern Warfare 2 Beta Week 2? They made a lot of changes with some things with like footstep audio, muzzle flash, and the smoke that's dispersed from your muzzle, the gas from firing the weapons, visibility, things like that. So let me know what you guys think overall. I'm loving this. I had a blast here Week 2 of the beta. I cannot wait for this game to come out. So Let me know your thoughts down below. Till next time, this is Buffering Gaming with Ground War is awesome in Modern Warfare 2 Beta. Till next time, Buffering Gaming, out.
Requesting recon flyover.
Copy that. UAV is on station.
Off the bridge. I need ammo. Dropping ammo here.
Be advised, UAV. Our UAV is orbiting the area.
I'm loading.
Enemy is securing Charlie. We have the lead.
Throwing flash grenade. Throwing bridge.
Friendly UAV on station. Enemy is taking Charlie.
Requesting close air. Target marked.
Copy. Sparrow 6, flight ready. Friendly bomb drone active. Friendly UAV online. Solid hit. Good effect on target. We are losing Charlie. Enemy is securing Delta. Friendly counter UAV is on station. Friendly UAV on station. Enemy is taking Bravo.